thing, the biggest change here at the high school that's started some of this work over the last couple of years has been the implementation of common planning time. Weekly time for the teachers to get together and to discuss that very topic. And one of the most profound meetings that I ever saw was when our math team sat down at the very beginning of common planning time. They brought in an assessment that they had just given, took the name off of it so nobody would know who it was, so there were no prejudgments, and they said, we want everybody to score this. And it was across the board. It was the epitome of what's wrong with the old system. We had something as high as an 86 and something as low as a 40. So that kid could have earned anywhere from a B to an F, depending on which teacher graded them and what was important to them. And so it's that conversation that leads our teachers to say, okay, we got to figure this out. We define that learning target. Now we got to define how we measure that learning target, and we got to be on the same page. So next year, common planning time is not just happening here. It's going to happen at the middle school. It's going to happen at all the elementary buildings, and it is built-in time for that work to happen. Now again, we've got to manage that process. We've got to lead that process to make sure that that time is used how it's supposed to be used, that we have fidelity to its purpose.
I mean, to me, that what you're saying is those 30 minutes on Thursday are going to make everything uniform. And it seems to be a big leap of faith.
Right, and people are going to start in different places. I think the work here at the high school has been going on for some time, so I think you're going to see it a heck of a lot faster here than at the other buildings. But I think it will happen. The coaching model being implemented immediately at the middle school is going to help that school move leaps and bounds faster than it could in the absence of that. The common planning time model being implemented across the district is going to make sure that this district moves leaps and bounds faster than it could otherwise. So we're looking at all of the bodies of research about how do you change organizations, how do you change schools, how do you increase student achievement, how do you implement these systems, and we're saying we're going to do it and we're going to do it right. We didn't get into this to do it half, you know what.
Hi, I have two questions. One, hopefully you can answer easily. On the 5-point rubric, I noticed that a 5 includes mastery, yet a 4, the student must meet or has met the standard. So I'm not sure what the difference is between mastery and met. So I'm not sure that teachers can tell the difference. And then my second is, the gentleman over here asked, for a student that's reassessing, and how does her A or his A not diminish his child's A that he or she got on the first go-around? And you're saying that, well, that child that's needing to reassess, they won't have the same ACT. And let's assume that these are two identical students that have the exact same transcripts, same coursework, same volunteer activities, extracurriculars. A university isn't going to be able to tell the difference between the two, number one. And number two, you're saying that, well, the student that gets it the first time will have higher ACT, SAT scores, so that child will stand out, yet you're claiming that this system is going to raise our achievement on those standardized exams. So I see there's a disconnect there.
Yeah, and it gets down to the fact that all kids are different. One of the I guess, simple things I would say is, so today it could be Chad's kid, and I don't know, or do you have the same kids? Your kids are different? Okay. All right, okay. But I don't know. He doesn't have his last name on his name tag, so. But today it could be Chad's kid that missed one piece and would like to do it, and tomorrow it would be your kid. And they may be that same kid that is all of the things that you said. And so it comes down to, do you want his kid to have the same opportunities that your kid has? And that's a question that I guess you have to ask yourself. My answer to that is yes. And at the end of the day, if they both have the same depth of knowledge and they are identical in all those other metrics, then it's going to come down to their personal statement or something else that sets them apart. The likelihood of that happening is going to be very rare. What was your first question, though?
The difference between a 5 that it states
yes.
mastery and a 4 which is met.
Good. The rubric that you're looking at is a generalized generic rubric. When teachers are actually implementing the rubrics in their classroom, it will not be that generic. It will be specific to the actual learning targets that we're looking for in those kids. So it won't just say student mastered it. Okay? It will tell us what it is, and it will have some action verbs in there so that we understand exactly how we're going to measure that and what it's going to look like and what the difference is between mastery and then all of the levels down. So it'll be very descriptive and very much tied and linked to that learning target. And that's an art in understanding that, and that's what Dana is incredibly good at, and that's why she's working with our staff, and we've got a coach at the middle school to work with their staff.
Just on her point, I think you said you have to ask yourself, I think we have to, as a community, I think for many people in this room, I shouldn't speak for others, for myself, the two children had the same opportunity. They had the opportunity when they both took the test the first time. So to say that student B doesn't have the opportunity, but the student who got to retake it, they did have the opportunity. Whether they pissed it away or froze or whatever reason. And again, I'm just saying that there at some point there may be a philosophical disconnect, there's going to be a philosophical disconnect between administration, who has the, and I'm making your case, who has the, I would argue not the constitutional right, but the obligation to educate all, versus a parent or an individual parent who wants X for their child.
Sure.
And I think what you're hearing tonight and what the parents are feeling is, no, I made my kid miss that party because he had to study. I made my kid sacrifice because they were going to make it right on the first opportunity. And I think, and I myself included, through some of the statements or publications, made that leap between, you know what, this is just another example of moving that, you know what, we'll just give them another chance. Somebody else will take care of them. We'll make the system different to accommodate them. And I think that, again, right or wrong, I think that's what you're hearing. So, I mean, again, I understand
No, I appreciate it.
they're coming from different positions. And again, it was my email. So
Okay.
I'm him.
You're Chad.
Yeah, I'm Chad. Well, no last name. There is that. There's going to be that disconnect.
Sure.
I have the luxury of wanting what's best for my kid.
Yep.
And to be honest, whether it's and I don't have the brain surgeon kids, so I was more of just the philosophical. I was always taught what's right is right.
Teaching values.
So, and again, I know you have, again, I'm being redundant, I know that the school has to, and again, I still see that this school can provide the opportunity, but that's different than providing everybody the ability to obtain an A.
Yeah.
Because you know what, God, or whoever you believe in, doesn't necessarily give everybody the same right.
And I don't think they will. I just want to respond real quickly, and then we'll move on and get some more comments. But the way that I see it, just to understand my philosophical bent on this, I'm not by any means a social engineering person or a socialist or any of these things. I look at it as raising the rigor of education, because I see this old broken system where we've got these fixes added to the system that dumb down education for everyone. From the top kid that's playing the point game to the next kid that's skating by with their B to the next kid. We've got this broken system that's not doing what we need it to do. So as we re-engineer a system, not society, a system, I'm looking at how can we ensure that we've got the opportunity for kids to get the depth they're going to need, college and beyond. Now, there is still a final examination that there is no reassessment for, and kids are going to be scoring differently, and we're going to have kids crying to us saying, why can't I reassess on this? And at the end of the day, it is what it is.